A fungus is any of a group of spore-producing organisms, including molds, yeasts, and mushrooms.
The kingdom fungi, as multicellular living organisms, belong in the domain Eukarya, separate from protists and bacteria. On a phylogenetic tree of the domain Eukarya, fungi are between animals and plants, having more in common with plants than animals.
Fungi are usually classified in 5 divisions: chytrids, bread molds, yeast or sac fungi, club fungi, and mycorrhizal fungi.
Unlike other fungi, the lichens are not a single organism, but rather a symbiotic association between a fungus and algae. Lichens are capable of surviving extreme climates and, in addition to being decomposers, are capable of improving the quality of soil and improving the nutrient content.
Fungi typically reproduce by self-cloning or through sex with compatible partners. But fungi don't just have 2 sexes, like male or female, but rather have mating types. And there can be as many as 20,000 different mating types. Sometimes the filaments which make up the fungal bodies will fuse and merge their DNA, which is called a symbiotic relationship.
The life cycle of a mushroom begins in the cap of a mature mushroom, where spores are released. These spores spread and most of them are able to germinate. In the next step, the spore grows to a mycelium, which is effectively a mass of hyphae which are long, branching filament and the main mode of vegetative growth. They then turn to mushroom primordia, an egg-like structure of interwoven hyphae, and then finally expand and grow into a new, mature mushroom.
A large part of the structure of a fungus is chitin, which is a strong, flexible, nitrogen-containing polysaccharide used for support. It is identical to the chitin found in the external skeleton of insects. Another part of the structure is the septa, which are cross walls in the hyphae, which divide it into cells with large enough pores to allow transport of nutrients between cells. The last key structural feature is the mycelium, which is a mass of interwoven hyphae which surrounds the material on which the fungus feeds.
Approximately 30% of all fungi are either harmful parasites or pathogens. Parasites obtain nutrients at the expense of living plants or animals, and they are almost the opposite of a symbiotic relationship. Pathogens are disease-causing agents, usually bacteria or germs. Mycosis is a fungal infection on animals, which usually occurs in the lungs or on the skin.
However, the benefits of fungi far outweigh the negative effects. An example is mycorrhizae, which is a symbiotic relationship wherein the fungus absorbs phosphorus and nitrogen through soil. Sugars are produced by this plant through photosynthesis, which nourish the fungus. Also, penicillin, which was the first ever discovered antibiotic, was extracted from a fungal mold. And scientists are investigating the potential use of fungi to digest petroleum and help clean accidental oil spills. A fungus is a multicellular living organism. On a phylogenetic tree of the domain Eukarya, the kingdom of fungi is between animals and plants. They are normally classified in 5 categories, with a separate category for lichen, which is more of a symbiotic relationship between a fungus and an algae. A fungus usually reproduces asexually, but occasionally through sex with a compatible partner. The life cycle of a fungi, specifically a mushroom, begins when spores are released from the cap of a mature mushroom and proceeds to germinate and bloom into a new mature mushroom. The structure of a fungus usually consists of chitin, septa, hyphae, and a mycelium. Fungi can be parasites or pathogens with negative effects, or penicillin with positive effects.